Good day, everyone. My name is Bill Emmerling. I'm with VistaPoints Special Needs Trust and Resource Center, and I have the pleasure of being here at Spreading Sunshine this morning with Abigail Sacron and Diane Smith. And they are the leaders, if you will, the reason Spreading Sunshine exists today. And we're very anxious for you guys, our viewers, to understand what this organization is about. I think they have a very interesting story, and this is going to be a kind of a conversational interview with their opportunity to kind of give us an idea of how they formed and what their mission is. So, with that, Abigail, if you wouldn't mind taking some time and give us a little bit of history about how Spreading Sunshine started.
Okay, well, thank you for having us today and for coming to talk to us so we can share our story. I love talking about spreading sunshine and about what we do and about serving families. I always tell people that spreading sunshine began unintentionally. It was never a goal of mine to start spreading sunshine. The story began really when I was pregnant with my second child. Yep, two children. Lily, she's 11 now, and David is 7. But at the time when I was expecting, Lily was 3.5, and she wanted to name the baby Sunshine. And we thought it was adorable. And so we called the baby Sunshine while I was pregnant with him. Had a completely normal pregnancy, no complications or indications that there would be any issues. David was born here in Memphis, and shortly after he was born, we realized that everything was not completely normal. His oxygen was low. He was turning blue around his mouth. When he cried, of course, the doctors and nurses were concerned. So about 12 hours after he was born, they suspected that he had a congenital heart defect. So a cardiologist from Le Bonheur came to Methodist Hospital and did an echo, and we found out that he had a very large hole in his heart. And they told us that it would require surgery. Hopefully we could wait till he was 3 months old. And they wanted us to transfer to Le Bonheur Children's Hospital to observe him for a couple more days, just to make sure he was stable. So my husband and David were transferred to Le Bonheur, and I went a few hours later. And so we found ourselves in a position that no parent ever fully expects to be. We hear or see 6 children, but that's not supposed to be our situation or our experience. Of course, I was just a mess, but it only been like 12 hours since I'd had the baby, and they're wheeling me in a like this little cart. It wasn't even like a wheelchair. It was more like this cart, and I'm just sobbing. And David's already in the little hospital bed. He's hooked up to all these monitors and wires. And so I didn't know it at the time, but when my husband and I got there with David, they had told him that they suspected Down syndrome. And my husband said, if he has Down syndrome, then we will obviously love and take care of him, but don't tell my wife right now. I don't think she can take it. So I didn't know anything about the Down syndrome. So the next morning I was holding the baby, and the geneticist came in and said, "Let me look at this baby." And she said, "Yes, I agree. This baby has Down syndrome." And I was just floored. Honestly, devastated. The little boy, the baby that I pictured, felt like those dreams came crashing down. So I just looked at Lewis and I said, what are we going to do? And he said, well, we're going to take him home and love him like we do Lily. And of course, that's what we did. And, today he's just David. So there we are at the hospital with, we knew we would be facing open heart surgery. We knew he had Down syndrome. And then when he was 4 days old, he was diagnosed with a colon disease that required immediate surgery. So he had colon bowel surgery when he was 9 days old. So there we were in Le Bonheur, the NICU, for 6 weeks. And while we were there, people could not do enough for us. We lacked for nothing. Snacks, money, meals, people taking care of Lily, taking care of our yard at home. I mean, like taking Lewis to get haircuts, and like we lacked for nothing. And until this time, I really just lived in a bubble of healthy children. I never been around children who were sick. But when you're in a children's hospital the size of Le Bonheur, that's all you're surrounded with. You're surrounded with sick children and hurting parents. And so our eyes were just open to this whole new community of hurting people who this is their life. But a hurting community who did not have a lot of the parents did not have the same support that we did. So it just awoke this desire to hopefully one day be able to give back to that community. So once we got home and settled down, that's kind of where the Sunshine Box came from. Do you want me to go ahead and go into that, or? Okay. All right. So I was feeding the baby late one night, and so at this point, he's 6, 8 weeks old, and we're still calling him Sunshine. His name is David. I'm not sure if I've actually said that, but so I'm feeding the baby, and I was scrolling through Pinterest, and I saw the idea of a Sunshine Box, and I thought, oh, I love that. That's such a neat idea. And it was just a box that was themed in yellow and orange items, but just the idea to brighten someone's day. So I thought, oh, well, that's something I can do from home and involve Lily in, and can send to somebody, and a way to give back to somebody that's experiencing a medical issue or in the hospital. Mm-hmm. So the next day we went and shopped and filled this box with all kinds of happy, encouraging items. And this particular box was going to a little girl who was having her 4th open heart surgery. So and she and her mother were in the hospital, so we filled it with hospital friendly items too. But we packaged it and shipped it, and then a few weeks later we decided to do it again, and I sent a box to a mother who was in a similar situation as I was, an unexpected Down syndrome diagnosis, and I just wanted to encourage her in that particular part of her journey. And so we did another box, and then this time I posted about it on social media. And the next morning I woke up and I had several messages in my inbox that on Facebook that from individuals who have seen it, that they had loved the idea and that they would like to send a Sunshine Box. So I was like, well, wow, that's really neat. And they wanted to do it in honor of David. And so I said, well, let me see if I can find somebody so you can send a box to. So I did, and then messages kept rolling in, and so that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
um, and after a few months, I had to end up asking some friends of mine to help because I just couldn't keep up with it all. There were so many boxes going out. And then met Diane, and here we are, still serving families and sending sunshine boxes and doing lots of other things to serve families.
That's a very heartwarming story. I mean, I'm a father and a grandfather, so I'm trying to picture myself being in your place. And how do you put yourself in place of a mother who has gone through that kind of surprise and tough reckoning in such a short period of time, and having to react to all of that, and still keep focus on the family and loving this little child.